Greetings, Dino Nation blog. It has been a while since we've got on the video, so we're back at it. And the Toronto Raptors, since the All-Star break, let's face it, have not played good basketball, and it's been pretty forgettable. First game back, Chris Bosh gets injured, and they go on and lose in overtime to Memphis. Bosh doesn't play for a number of games after that, and he's finally back, but still working his way back. And the Raptors are having their struggles and problems as they are in the middle of a four-game Western Conference trip where they have lost the first two. The first one expected when they play the LA Lakers at home, probably going to lose that one. That being said, the Raptors played pretty well in that game and probably could have won it if things had gone the right way. Like stupid fans not touching balls, a call here, a call there, and oh yeah, Hidu, the turnover. Yeah, that wasn't that good either. But when all is said and done, at the end of the day, those are losses that I personally can deal with because I think the Raptors played as hard as they could on that night, gave it their best effort, and let's face it, Kobe Bryant's pretty good. You may remember that time. No, we won't even go there. But I think Raptor fans, more than any other fans in the NBA, have a clear idea of just how good Kobe Bryant can be. And he did miss a shot that could have beat the Raptors the first time they played the Lakers. The odds of him missing two shots in the same situation, highly, highly unlikely. But then the next night, what went on in Sacramento was just inexcusable. The Raptors came out, they didn't play that great a first half, but they were winning, and they seemed to have the effort and the energy that you thought would be able to take them to a win over the Sacramento Kings, who were also on a back-to-back, just like the Raptors. Funny, it didn't work out that way, as the Toronto Raptors had a terrible second half. They gave up more points in the third quarter than they did the entire first half. That really says it all, doesn't it? That is what happened in Sacramento, and it wasn't pretty. And if this team has not taken this time off to regroup and adjust, they could have similar problems in Golden State tomorrow night. Golden State, for as bad as their record is, they can shoot the basketball, and they have a lot of three-point shooters. That has been one of the problems for the Toronto Raptors, guarding the three-point line. Golden State has a number of guys who can hit from that range and do it effectively, including a former Raptors son in Stephen Curry, who, even at a young age, worked on his jump shot at the ACC. He might have been around the age of Kid Raptor, or maybe even a little older than that. But he worked out his jump shot at the ACC back in the day, and maybe even at Skydome when Del Curry played. I can't remember exactly, but there you go. Stephen Curry's turned out to be a pretty good pick for the Golden State Warriors, and just like his dad, he can shoot the ball very, very well, as can Anthony Morrow, who in a game just a few days ago was shooting the lights out for the Golden State Warriors, despite the fact that they lost. They lost again last night, taking on the Portland Trail Blazers, who the Raptors were also playing this trip after on a back-to-back, and they will be sitting at home watching that game between the Raptors and the Golden State Warriors, as the Raptors and the Warriors will hook up on Saturday night at 10:30. So things are not good in Raptorland, and we'll talk about some of the problems and some of the solutions some people want to see and what exactly is going wrong with this basketball team as we head down the stretch with just under 20 games to go till hopefully the playoffs. There is two tickets to the Raptors and Warriors, not for Saturday's game, but for April the 4th, when the Warriors will pay a visit to the ACC, and you can win those tickets if you show up for our Raptor event. Raptors run this bar Wednesdays, kicking off at Brooklyn's 291 Queenston Road in Hamilton. Come out to the event, watch the Raptors and the Hawks, and you can have a chance to win those tickets. That's how we're going to kick off this event, giving away 2 free tickets to the Toronto Raptors. We haven't figured out how we're going to give them away, but the only way you can win them is showing up to watch the Raptors and the Hawks at Raptors run this bar Wednesdays at Brooklyn's, which is an event that we're kicking off here in Hamilton. So if you live in the Hamilton area or you're close by and you can drive in to come watch the Raptors with me and hopefully more people than just me, you will be able to have a chance to win those tickets. And I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be fun. It's something new that we're giving a shot here and seeing if basketball fans do, in fact, exist in the Hamilton area. So come out for that event. Have some fun with me, the Dino blogger. And hopefully the Raptors can find a way to beat the Atlanta Hawks, which I'm not going to lie, won't be easy because we've seen what's happened earlier in the year with the Hawks and the Raptors. But come on out, cheer them on, and hang out with me and say hello, and you could have a chance to win those tickets. Moving on with the rest of this West Coast road trip, the Raptors have had time off to hopefully correct these problems that they have been having. Brian Colangelo said that he has been getting some static from agents about playing time for players. Jay Triano called this team selfish after their loss to the Kings. It doesn't sound good. So hopefully in these 3 days the Raptors have been able to come together and will have a much better effort to close out this trip, because when they get home, we mentioned they're playing the Atlanta Hawks and the event I'm doing, but after that they also play the Oklahoma City Thunder, two very athletic teams, two teams that the Raptors have traditionally had trouble matching up against. So getting 2 wins to close off this trip and be 2-2 could kind of pull it out of the fire for the Raptors. I think going into it, if you said the Raptors would go 2-2, I don't think people would necessarily be happy with that, but they wouldn't be angry about that. So let's see what the Raptors can do on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. I will be live blogging the Warriors game for The Score. Details on that, follow me on Twitter at Dino Nation Blog, or follow the blog itself, and you get all the details on that. Those tickets, I should mention, are courtesy of raptorman.ca. That is raptorman.ca. And thanks to Steve for donating those tickets as a prize for kicking off this event. We really appreciate it at the Dino Nation blog. And Steve does great work. If you ever want to get tickets, he's the guy to go see. He will hook you up and get you great tickets to the game. And you can experience Raptors basketball live, which normally is a pretty fun experience, although lately not so much. The Raptors really have to pick it up. Some of the things people have been saying, they want to see changes. They want to see DeMar DeRozan get benched and perhaps put in Antoine Wright. I don't agree with that. I think you lose DeMar in some senses, like was talked about in the interview I did with Paul Jones. I think you keep things status quo for as long as possible. If this team doesn't win a game on this road trip and goes 0-4, I think everything gets thrown out the window. But for now, I think with all things with the starting lineup, you keep the status quo and you try and get this thing back on the right track. Because if you make changes now, it's going to appear to be desperate. And you know what? It won't appear to be. It will be out of desperation if the Raptors are forced to make changes, as they are now locked in a tremendously tough battle with about 4 or 5 teams. And the last thing in the world that anyone wants to see is the Raptors be the one team left without a playoff spot, because that would almost certainly, even though I've been optimistic the entire year about Chris Bosh returning, that most certainly would probably put a kibosh in any idea of Chris Bosh being a Raptor next season. And we've seen this team without him. I think it's pretty clear the Raptors need Chris Bosh and need him a lot. So that does it for me. That's the starting 5 vlog edition. Hope to see some of you Wednesday if you are in the Hamilton area. And that's it. See ya!